Hi, how's everyone doing? It was, the ball was on the ground too much, number one, and then penalties in the red zone and turnovers in the red zone, if this was a game, would have hurt us today. So those two things, were a little bit disappointing to me. I was impressed with the energy of the defense. I think it took us as a team a little bit too long to get going. And that's what I emphasized to them after the scrimmage is we got to start faster. We got to eliminate the ball on the ground, and we've got to eliminate the red zone penalties. And so that gives us something really to work on. But we got to do it with a sense of urgency. As we play, 2 weeks from today at this time, we're probably in the middle of the third quarter. So it's coming, right? And so we just have to embrace a sense of urgency. I think they've had a sense of urgency up to this point, but now it has to be amplified. And I'm looking forward to having them come back on Monday and having that type of attitude. What I've found with this group is whatever we ask them to do, they do it. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where we are as a team Monday. We'll go back and look at this film tonight as a staff. We'll show it to them tomorrow night, and hopefully get better off of it. So.
Jim, what are the attributes you're looking for as you get close to making a decision on a starting quarterback? What are you looking for?
I think the very first attribute that I would be looking for is a decision maker. Is a guy a good decision maker? Mm-hmm. And I think that's just so important, with that position, because he handles the ball, he runs the offense. He has to make great decisions, whether I'm going to throw it out of bounds, take a sack, try to fit it in there. Use of the time clock, use of the cadence, all those things. If you don't have someone that's a good decision maker, then you're going to find inconsistency, and we don't want inconsistency. I think the second thing you want is, you want to see accuracy and timing, mm-hmm. and a guy that can put it where it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be there. I'd put that over arm strength. Mm-hmm. I think the third thing, and now I'm getting into really no order, but mobility, mm-hmm. and mobility doesn't mean a guy is a great runner. But he has to be able to stay alive in the pocket, find throwing lanes, buy some time out of the pocket, and if he can get down the field and make plays with his legs, that's certainly a factor. Another thing, the fourth thing would be, leadership. You need a guy that can kind of take charge. When things aren't going well, he knows how to settle guys down. When there's a feeling that they need to get kicked into gear, he can grab them and kick them into the gear, so you're looking for someone that your team responds to, not just your offensive team, but your team. And then you want poise, you have to have someone that is poised, that can handle tough situations and think through them and make, going back to number one, good decisions.
Did anybody stand out in that group today, or is it just
in a positive way or a negative way?
Well, I guess both. Did anybody help themselves today, I guess?
No. Unfortunately, I'd have to say no. Right. I wish I could stand here and say, this guy jumped out at me, right, or that guy jumped out at me. And unfortunately, I can't say that. And that doesn't mean I'm disappointed in any of them, because I'm not, because they work at it, Am I disappointed in the day we had at that position? Yes. Am I disappointed in the players? No. Am I still encouraged? I am. But we have to start making some real-time progress at that position.
It looks like you have a kicker.
Feels like it, yeah. I don't want to jinx it. He's got some wood. Yeah. Phil, but I know right here, that's what most people would say. I think that with every day, the confidence grows in no way. Certainly with me, and I really believe with the team too. And it's certainly a good thing to have a guy like that who can step in for Joe and perform the way he has. And we'll see, when the lights come on, what it's like. But from what I've seen so far and what I know of his history, I feel pretty good about that position.
You know how far it was that he hit the crossbar? 55. No, it was over 50.
It was 55 exactly. I thought it was going to clear it by 5 yards. And I think it was kind of like Tin Cup. I think the wind just came up at the wrong moment and blew it back, because it sure was a nice kick.
It seems like coaches all the time talk about culture, establishing culture, maintaining it. Where are you at this point at UConn with the culture?
Right now, we're in a really good spot. However, what really matters is what happens when, it's for real. when we're playing opponents and things aren't going exactly right, because we all know in any game there are moments when things aren't going right, and can we hold it together? Or if we have a tough game, can we hold it together and get on to the next one? That's really when you find out if your culture is right. And culture is, it's tough to build. It's fragile. I like where we're at right now, though.
Are Ian and Jackson banged up at linebacker, or do you just want to have other guys get a look today?
Ian, like a week ago, just tweaked his groin a little bit. And, I'm one of those coaches that errs on the side of caution when it comes to injuries, especially to starters. He's a guy that knows how to play the game. He plays it at a high level. He understands this defense. It's more important right now that he gets back to 100% rather than going out there and re-aggravating it and not being ready to go when the season starts. Same thing with Jackson. He had that wrist thing. And he's been working in a lot of periods, but we take him out of certain periods, live periods. But I think you'll see both of those guys as we get back at it really for, real on Tuesday, kind of stepping back into their normal roles.
How much longer do you go camp mode versus preparing for Utah State game week mode?
Well, Monday is camp mode. Tuesday is hybrid mode. So, some kind of playing against each other, camp, playing football, as I say, and some Utah State. Wednesday, maybe a little more Utah State, a little less camp mode. Thursday, if you ask the players, they'd say camp breaks on Thursday because they get to move out of the dorms they're in into their new dorms. And I was just informed by some of the alums I talked to that for them that always signified the end of camp. So I'm going to say for the players, Wednesday probably signifies the end of camp. But Thursday will be a lot of Utah State. Friday will be like a mock Friday, what we would typically do on a Friday. Mm-hmm. Saturday we're going to go down to Rentschler and have a mock game. So it'll be timed up exactly like game day. So we'll go through pregame. The bus will leave at the exact same time. We'll eat at the same time. Everything will be just like game day. So I would say we're transitioning slowly into Utah State this week.
Are you getting antsy?
I'm getting excited. There's just a little different energy, as you get closer to the season, as you get closer to game time. You're a little more focused. You find yourself staying a little bit later. Mm-hmm. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see these guys play. I want to see what kind of progress we're making. I want to see them handle some adversity. I want to see how they react to some success. I want to see how they've grown together, if it's real, if it's just imagined, I want to see if things do splinter a little bit, if we can get it back together real quick. Because really, all those things probably will happen during a season.
Okay, guys, thanks.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Tyler.
Yeah,